Hello guys, how are you doing? So how many of you watched the England versus Australia T20 match yesterday? The cricket lovers would have enjoyed the match. International cricket has come back. Now, I just wanted to talk about a simple point here. So yesterday you might have seen England beating Australia comfortably. Myself particularly, I generally support Australia when Australia and England play. I'm more tilted towards Australia, whether it be Ashes or any other tournaments that are happening. Australia is my choice there. Now, yesterday I was playing Fantasy League, the Dream 11, and I had one team only where in that team David Malan was my captain and Butler was my vice captain. So, if you see the scenario, I was more thinking of these guys hitting more runs, and my actual interest in personal interest, where Australia was my favorite, has gone behind. So you can see how my opinion has changed because of these fantasy leagues. Um, so definitely the cricketer the cricket fan and his opinions all over the world definitely would be changing. Even a guy in England, if he is playing a fantasy league and if he has Steve Smith as a captain, he would have wanted Steve Smith to score more runs. So is it taking a hit on the patriotism? I definitely, that's a debate point actually. Definitely, I don't think it is. It will affect the patriotism. It's only to that moment, but still, I feel at the moment where I have to support my team. I'm thinking of other teams' players because of these fantasy leagues. This is a typical scenario. We unknowingly, because of these kind of fantasy leagues, we are losing our own interests and thinking of the scenarios which we never thought. If you take so now, considering all these, in future, as these leagues are going to increase more and more, because every other day, some or the other guy would come up with a new leagues, right? Now it is Dream 11. Next time it could be some other, it could be some other. So these leagues go on increasing, and the cricket fan, his actual interest would take a back seat. So imagine a scenario where you are in a ground and example, I'm from India, so let us assume I am in a ground and I have a mobile in hand watching my fantasy league team, and on the ground India and example Sri Lanka are playing together. So instead of me focusing on India winning the game, my entire thought process would be around the fielder who has to perform, the bowler who has to perform, and the batsman who has to do his job. So definitely, it's going to take some effect. It's going to have some effect on the kind of fanism we used to have. I think because of these leaks, in future we might not have someone called a super fan. So we all know the definition of super fan. If you take the example of Percy, who was a Sri Lankan super fan. If you remember his matches, he used to carry a flag behind every Sri Lankan, and he was seen all over the world. And after that, Gayan Senanaike has come. The short guy you see with a hat in the matches, and then Sudhir Chaudhary, who is a die-hard fan of Tendulkar, you see in all Indian matches. So these kind of super fans, will they exist in future? So that's a difficult point to ponder, and I think time for a cricket fan to look beyond this fantasy leagues and focus on their team. So I was thinking, come on, my favorite has been Australia, and I have been thinking of Malan hitting more runs against my favorite team. Is a scenario which I could not digest later, but my personal interest came before the other teams. So I wanted to win some points in the fantasy league, and that has made me go beyond my interests. So you might have felt the same. You might be thinking over, come on, I am also doing the same. Now, example, if IPL is happening and if you are a die-hard fan of Dhoni, example, and if you are forming a fantasy league and you don't have Dhoni in your team, definitely you will think in a negative way, so that your particular bowler or the team whom you have would get Dhoni out. So a typical scenario, we wouldn't have thought of it if the fantasy league doesn't existed, but this is how it goes. Please comment if you have any thoughts on this, and keep watching cricket. And any of these leagues come fantasy leagues, but our love towards cricket will be forever. We would like to see players performing, encouraging them, behind them, and finally we are all patriotic. We would love our national team, and all these fantasy leagues should come only after that. Thank you guys. Please post your comments. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.